Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing all good. This is the 4th episode of Zwolle. In this series I'm trying to recreate this Dutch city as accurately as possible, or at least as accurately as the game will let me. Alright, before we get started with today's build, I actually reworked the area where this whole series began. It was bothering me a lot. Every time when I was looking at the city from above, it just wasn't quite right. And it also didn't look like the area in real life. So I rebuilt the area entirely off camera. And now it's near perfect. Really looks a lot like the real life now. So in this episode we're mostly just expanding the medieval city center. Honestly, not a huge expansion. Expanding the city center goes pretty slowly, and that is a reason, of course. I'm really trying to make the city center feel as authentic and realistic as possible, so I'm taking my time with it. Small streets, awkward angles, little details, all that stuff really matters. So it's definitely more quality over quantity here. I'd rather build a few streets properly than rush half the city and regret it later. So back in the day, Zwolle was part of the Hanseatic League, which was a big medieval trade squad. Think of it as the European Union, but then with boats and wool. That's also why water is such a big deal here. Zwolle sits between multiple rivers, the IJssel, the Vecht and some smaller canals. You can still see the old city layout today. There's this circular canal around the historic city center. That was used as the defensive wall. Now, modern day Zwolle is super important as a railway hub. If you've ever taken a Dutch train, chances are you have passed through Zwolle railway station. Zwolle is basically one of the main railway hubs in the eastern Netherlands. Trains coming from the north, the Randstad, the east, everything kind of funnels through Zwolle. The station itself, Zwolle station, is way bigger than you expect for a city of this size. It handles tons of passengers every day and connects cities like Amsterdam, Groningen, Leeuwarden, Almere and a bunch more. The station is going to be a massive part of this build. Since Zwolle is such an important railway hub, it really deserves its own proper episode. Once the real infrastructure is in its place, it's really hard to redo without breaking half the city. So I'm probably going to start working on the station around episode 6 or 7, maybe even later. By then the city will be a bit more developed, so I have a clearer idea of the layout and I can dedicate almost an entire episode to designing it properly. And believe it or not, I've actually never built a proper realistic train station in City Skylines before. I've placed stations, sure, but I've never made things, like fully planned out, detailed. Just never done that. Real quick, by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Also, I'm really happy with how my Zwolle project is turning out so far. The city center is starting to feel right. The streets are lining up how I imagined it. Everything is just coming together very nicely. It's still work in progress, of course, but seeing it slowly take shape is honestly super satisfying. But yeah, the same cannot be said about my FPS. Cities 2 is becoming absolutely brutal to my computer already. I'm starting to worry how it will be in a few months. At this point, I've started recording and building with lower quality settings, just to keep things playable. Shadows, for example, I just need to turn them off completely right now, because enabling it somehow after the update made it way worse. It happened after the first update of Ice Lake, by the way, which was like 1 week ago. It completely destroyed my FPS. I don't know what happened, but it's almost unplayable right now. So it's a bit of a balancing act right now. I want the city to look good, but I also want to actually enjoy building it. So yeah, lower quality, no shadows. It just is what it is right now. I am planning on upgrading my PC, or even better, a completely new one, but that won't happen very soon. Even though it's not ideal, somehow it still feels worth, if you know what I mean, to see the city slowly coming to life. Even with the slightly downgraded graphic, it's just super satisfying to see. Also, I've got to say, it's amazing to see so many assets coming to PDX mods since the asset update back in December, I believe. Yeah, there's just so much more variety right now. It really makes recreating a city like Zwolle way more fun, even though there's not a lot of Dutch stuff right now on PDX mod. I'm pretty sure that time will come. So yeah, for now, I think I've said enough. Let's just turn up some music and listen to that so you can enjoy the time lapse. Ciao, ciao. And that's where we'll leave the city for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your ideas in the comments. See you in the next episode. Ciao ciao.